Okay, hello everybody, and thank you so much for tuning in to episode 53 of my Gateway Experience. Welcome. The purpose of these videos is to document my journey through the Monroe Institute's Gateway Experience. The Gateway Experience is a series of 6 waves with 6 tapes in each wave, and I am currently on the second wave and the first tape of that wave called Introduction to Focus 12. The second wave is called Threshold, and the one before that was called Discovery. So today was the last day I was going to be doing the Introduction to Focus 12, and I did it this morning, and I think I'm going to do it again tonight. And it feels really good because I today was the first day that I went through the entire tape, not like mostly aware, but fully aware and awake of everything that was going on. And it feels good. I was able to go to the Focus 12 and then come back fairly effortlessly. And if you haven't seen any of my other videos, go ahead and check those out because I will be referencing those points, and this experience does build upon itself. So let's jump straight into it. Right now it is October 16th, 2022, and it is 8:59 a.m. And this morning I woke up at 7 a.m. And so, who's calling me? Oh, come on, I'm doing a video. Here, I'll pause this and then I'll pick it back up. Okay, yeah. So woke up this morning at that time and everything, and let's just pick up right where I left off. So yeah, when I woke up, did that morning routine, and then man, I guess I've been working really hard because I don't know. I feel a little bit out of it, but at the same time, not really. It's hard to explain. Um, how do I say this? Yeah, I guess I'm just more aware of the subtle nature of our experience, you know? And yeah, so that's not bad. I feel like I was very aggressive before, and so that gave me a lot more like survival. And now I'm not so much in that survival mode. So yeah, I think that's mostly what it is, quote unquote, being out of it, but I'm not really because I'm still doing everything that I have to do. And I'm just also more aware of a higher level of experience. So that's the best way to explain it, I think. But yeah, so when I went ahead and did my morning routine, did my pre-preparation process, and then did my Focus 10, and then into the Focus 12, I had a fairly easy time going from Focus 10 to Focus 12 and then back to Focus 10. I didn't see any visuals or anything crazy like that. And I don't mean crazy, you know what I mean. I mean like out of the ordinary experience of the physical realm. But I did see that I haven't brought back that other one to you guys, so I'm gonna bring it right now. Actually, um, that other affirmation. So let me go ahead and read that. I hope it's here. No, it's not. It's not written down. He says it different from the one that's written down here. But basically, it's more along the lines of like, hey, I am more than my physical body, and because I am more than physical matter, I am aware of everything that's greater than physical experience. Therefore, I deeply desire to expand. So there's like that little bit added into it. And then at the end of it, there is um, one that says, I like, I just like basically asking the people um, that would potentially guide you to also protect you from anything that you did not desire. So if you go on YouTube, it's the same affirmation from the basic hemisync tape. I guess they developed it and added on to it as they went on, and they recorded the the tapes. But if you go on YouTube, you type in like the Gateway Experience HemiSync, and it's the free one on there. It's like 30 minutes long or whatever. But yeah, so it's going good. I'm excited for the next one. The upcoming one is going to be problem solving. So I think that's powerful. I think I've touched on it before. And it's basically using your subconscious and superconscious mind to give you answers to problems that you have. I think I haven't done it yet, but that's what I can infer from the title of the next one. But I will definitely report to you guys once I do that one. And I think I've talked about it over and over and over again in these videos, but I can go ahead and break it down one last time as we have gone through this journey so far to the Focus 12. We've done it 10 times each time. And I'll say this, as we go through our physical experience, your focus becomes your reality. So if I'm focused on playing a video game, that video game becomes my reality. And I'll go to sleep and I'll dream about the video game, and I'll wake up and I'll ignore my physical self to enforce this video game self. And that is a big no-no, in my opinion. Same thing when you do a job. When you're doing a job and your ego is wrapped up in this identity that's not really who you are, and you're basing your emotions and your things and all these metrics like, oh, I have to hit this goal, I have to hit these sales skills or whatever it is, I have to do this, and you're basically becoming a psychopath at that point. And you're making a lot of money, and that's something that I've done as well, and that's a big no-no as well. I don't want to do that ever again. Um, and let's see whether that's there or like at a corporate environment, which I have never done. But if you're getting paid hourly, that's like the worst thing you could ever do with your life. But anyway, that's all to say that your focus becomes your reality, and your ego will attach itself to whatever identity you're putting yourself. So it's very important to the ego is still important, but it's very important also to dissolve that and to overcome that. And the best way we know how is by first taking our fears or our anxieties and our worries and putting them in our energy conversion box. And once we put that in an energy conversion box, we set it aside and we look away so that we don't become engulfed or devoured by these fears, and we're not paying attention and paying our energy and giving ourselves to something that is not going to create any fruit in our world. Instead, we start to just become aware. So that was the energy conversion box. Then, in order to become more aware, we do our resonant tuning. And that's just a breathing exercise that we do. And then, in order to become even more aware, we do our resonant energy balloon so that we can become aware of the energy that surrounds us, our biofield, our electromagnetic pulses that are coming from our brain. Not from our brain, sorry, from our heart. And then that's all basically at first, it's becoming aware of your brain. Then it's becoming aware of your body with the resonant energy tuning. And then it's becoming aware of your energy field. And then you're taking action and saying, hey, I'm going to put my body to sleep and I'm going to stay alert and awake with my mind. That's called Focus 10. Now, Focus 12 is beyond that, realizing that all of the physical experience is basically an illusion. And the real self is outside of even that. It's basically beyond the physical reality. And I've broken this down scientifically by looking at the atom, how the atom is 99.99999 going on several decimal places percent empty space. And so how can that be? So basically looking at my hand and it's mostly empty space. But it creates this illusion because of the way that the molecules are vibrating in the information that's being carried to the camera, that I have a hand. And it's information and energy. And energy cannot be created or destroyed. And so it can only change states. So it can go from a gas to a liquid to a solid, and we have solid hands, and we're a solid being here manifested in this reality. But realizing and understanding that that's an illusion, we can then harness greater energies and realms. And that is focus 12, becoming aware, going from focus 10 to focus 11, and then to the focus. So the 11 is really raising our awareness, and then the 12 is holding it there, and being aware of that and feeling it. And that's done through the resonant sounds of the hemisync tapes that and I want to relate to this because of the research that I've been doing. Bob Monroe is one of the many scientists that have used this frequencies and energies. Another great scientist that we know about is Tesla. And Tesla said when you start to think about the universe in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration, you will start to really see what's going on. And obviously, we know Tesla is the one that's responsible really for even us being able, you being able to watch this video right now. It's most of his technologies. And when we look at the stuff that he was trying to do with free energy, and we look at other scientists that have also used these resonant frequencies to really tap into a higher dimension. That's Focus 12 is the slight step forward into that dimension. And then we're going to keep going forward. And so obviously I'm on this wave called threshold. And so I'm just right there on the cusp, on the threshold of stepping into another realm where we would be able to do out of body experiences, and we'll be able to really travel the world. And we already have a flying machine, quote unquote, or a time traveling machine called our human body, but it's got limitations because it cannot go backwards. However, with this practice, some of the things that we will encounter later on, as I've kind of looked ahead, we have things like the color breathing, we have things like the living body map, we have things like the energy bar tool, we have things like being able to tap into your past, all of your memories. That's something that I experienced recently. I've been thinking about my childhood a lot recently, and I've been having a lot of memories, and almost like I'm there because it feels like so. Before, I would be completely disconnected from those memories, but now that I've really worked on myself and dove deep, I can like when if I close my eyes and I think about it really nicely, I can even just now, I'm there when I was a little tiny, like my son, and I'm there and I have feeling the emotions and I'm looking at the mistakes that I made and I'm looking at everything, right? So that's just my life. But we can also look back and see things that are not directly connected to us just because of what they call the records, the whatever some people call them different names, you know what I'm talking about. But that's basically here with the gateway experience. And then looking forward, I've talked a little bit about the other ESP, extrasensory perception, that we have as humans, which include precognition and seeing the future, right? So that's a little bit. I've talked about some very basic, very rudimentary experiences that I've had, but I've also, like the birthday when I first started these videos, and if you haven't seen those, go back and watch them. But yeah, so and then also other things too, like but the thing about the future is that it's flowing and it's not 100% set in stone. So it's it's a little tricky. But yeah, so all that is possible, and being disciplined, I think, is the most important thing. Being disciplined and having this practice and being able to practice it, I think is, and having a guideline, right, of how to do it, I think is the most valuable thing. And so it's very, very exciting for me personally. I'm looking forward to this. And today was the last time doing this introduction to Focus 12. So I wanted to kind of recap a little bit and share with you guys a little bit of that. And yeah, I don't know, my days are just like, I feel like I just did Focus, or I feel like I just did my episode 52 as I'm recording this video. Well, that's what I meant by I'm a little bit out of it. I feel like it's like I'm really going out of body here a little bit, but not so much. I'm just really realizing that I am not my physical body, so I'm not so much related to it. Before, I used to be in like this survival mode, so I would like spend all my energy on like, how am I gonna pay the bills? How am I gonna make food? How am I gonna drink water? How am I gonna, oh my goodness, all my feelings dictate my behavior. That's not so much anymore thanks to this practice. We're on episode 53 now, so I've been doing it for a little bit. And yeah, I could go a day without eating. I could go a day without drinking water. And I could go probably even longer because of my deep consciousness and meditation. Um, and I'm not so attached to it. Like, oh, I have to survive. And it's not saying that I wouldn't survive because I know I would, as I've done it before. I've done fasts for extended periods of time, and we still live. But it's the fear that is no longer present. The fear is what's being demolished by love and consciousness and the expansive force of love. It's being dissolved, and I'm not so afraid anymore. So I don't know. It's very liberating. I feel very light. I don't feel very heavy at all. So even though I am weighing more on the scale, uh, but just physically, I feel the way I feel is that way. So I'm not bogged down with all these negative emotions. And I just want for you guys to feel the same way. Because to know the self is to know the universe. And if we all take responsibility for ourselves, what kind of reality could we create? It'd be amazing. We would all have free energy like Tesla wanted. We would all have free water, free food. That's all energy. So, yeah. Let me know what you think about everything I'm just talking about right now in the comments down below. Until next time, I will see you guys soon. Peace.